Hello to you all. I am Jeff Gray. I am the product manager for the config team, and along with me today we have my colleague Danny Clark. We're delighted to be here today to present at the Neptune Impact Festival. So for those of you who did join us live, you may notice the setup is slightly different to what you are seeing today. Unfortunately, due to technical reasons, the recording did not work, so we are rerunning this now. Hopefully, we cover all the points we covered during the festival, but if we missed anything, please feel free to reach out. We're going to be introducing Prebilt, our suite of mobile applications for the SAP supply chain, and also be demonstrating our initial product launch on the Neptune platform, which is Prebilt for SAP EWM. So the agenda for today's session will be we're giving you an overview of the config team. We'll discuss our relationship with our Neptune. We'll discuss around some of the supply chain challenges that we see, that we've seen in the marketplace, but also feedback we've had from our customers. We'll be introducing our pre-built solution for the SAP supply chain. We'll be demonstrating our EWM product with the pre-built applications. And finally, we'll be looking at buying applications off the shelf versus building from scratch. Okay. Following this session, we're hoping that you'll be able to understand who we are, what pre-built is, and the benefits of over ITS Mobile or building a solution from scratch. Okay, so as a brief overview of who we are, we only focus within the SAP supply chain. Okay, we're complete end-to-end SAP supply chain specialists, also incorporating mobile solutions. We're an SAP Gold partner with over 70 plus UK-based employees. We have more than 25 years of experience in delivering solutions for global customers and over 15 years delivering mobile solution applications. Okay. Our consultants form trusted relationship with customers and partners based on honest and open communication, and this is really important to us. We have a deep understanding of real-life supply chain processes and challenges, and not just SAP supply chain software. And we don't stand still. We're continually looking at the market, looking and working closely with SAP, our partners, and customers to develop innovative solutions that address any supply chain challenges. Okay, so here are some of the customers that we've worked with around the world with our over 25 years plus supporting SAP supply chains. As you can see as well, that we're not just limited to one vertical or one industry, but we also have a broad range and a different customer base. So we have a lot of different exposure to different types of supply chains and different builds within SAP, which adds that level of deep expertise that we talked about. Okay, so building on our 15 years mobility experience, we have been working with Neptune since early this year to launch pre-built on the Neptune platform. And actually it's probably before then as well that we started our relationship, and we're really excited about the Neptune partnership that we have. With the aim to bring Neptune partners and end users easy to deploy out of the box mobile applications for supply chain processes. We see a lot of shared values between ourselves and Neptune with a passion for quality and desire to make customers smile by simplifying the use of SAP. Okay. Neptune's strong established partner network is something we relish the opportunity to work with, to collaborate, and to deliver a world-class mobility offering to your end customers. Neptune allows us the opportunity to share our mobile applications with its partners across the globe, and we're really excited about this today. Okay, so we won't spend too much time on this, as I'm sure you all know the challenges that companies face due to poor or a lack of digitalized processes or outdated software. Okay, so we typically see challenges falling into three different areas. Okay, outdated mobility solutions. So solutions such as ITS Mobile or SAP Console. Okay, so some of the challenges that we see with this is difficult to navigate through the screen. So SAP out of the box provides every field on screen, which can be difficult to navigate, can be complex to understand, but also difficult to use as well. So if you can see the screenshot that I'm looking at, all the fields are on one side of the screen, and typically when this was brought out is built for function keys, whereas a lot of devices today are built for touch. Okay, so trying to press the little buttons could be quite challenging from an operational standpoint. Okay. Also, there's a lot of fields on screen that might not be easy for an operator to understand. So if you take the example of handling unit, it might not be the best term in your business. That might be license plate or pallet. Again, there could be some challenges in onboarding and bringing people up to speed with this solution. The other aspect of this is that every change to this mobile solution also requires development, okay? And the problem with development, it adds timeline to a project, but also risk, okay? The other aspect is that a lot of functionality is brought out in these devices today, and we're not able to leverage them in a lot of the outdated mobile solutions. So things like the camera, things like RFID, things like being able to display pictures, video playback, all this functionality that can drive real business value is not available. The other aspect is around inefficient paper-based processes. So we as an organization see so much paper in the supply chain, okay? And the challenges with paper is lack of real-time information, duplication of effort entering data, and can cause real challenges around productivity and efficiency with cost. Okay, this can be EWM, but it also can be other areas around inventory management. So if you take engineering spare parts as an example, these are often smaller sites and often don't have real-time mobile solutions. The other aspect is complex IT architecture. Okay, so this could be challenges in deploying mobile solutions to a complex environment. It could be an organization is wanting flexibility. So say as an example, there's a requirement for a pop-up or temporary warehouse. Deploying solutions to these types of environments can be very costly, but also take a lot of time to add into. Okay. The final aspect as well is around, organizations are looking to be more agile, and typically today there's a lot of challenges around flexibility and very rigid designs. Okay. So these are areas that we've seen and also we've had feedback from our customers. Okay, so what is Prebilt? As part of our long-term strategy, we're going to deliver Prebilt, which is a suite of out-of-the-box, highly configurable mobile applications that cover end-to-end supply chain processes built on the Neptune platform. Initially, we are focused on EWM, but we're also bringing all this functionality onto the Neptune platform. So if that's materials management or inventory management, so things like goods receipt, stock inquiry, physical inventory counting, issuing components to a work order or a cost center, quality management, so result recording, creating a inspection lot, production planning, so issuing confirmation of production operations, time recording against this, and then receipting against production, plant maintenance, so creating or executing it against work orders. And then where we have a lot of knowledge and where we're focusing a lot actually at the moment, we've actually got 12 people full-time working on IM and WM. And this is building a large number of applications that cover the entire end-to-end business flows within this space, okay? What the other thing I want to mention here is that the applications that we're building layer onto how SAP is built. Okay, so we're not having to re-engineer the underlying system, but we are utilizing all that functionality that's available. So if you take an example of storage unit, handling unit, batch management, serialization, all that type of functionality will be available within our mobile applications. Okay, we'll talk about EWM in a bit. But the other aspect is that not only are we delivering warehouse solutions, but we're also providing solutions around outside the four walls as well, things like proof of delivery. So last mile of delivery from warehouse to customers. In addition, we talked about a lot of the sort of warehouse transactions or applications. We're also incorporating functionality as well around KPIs and analytics, and we see this as a really exciting area. Okay. And I'll come on to that in a second in a bit more detail. Okay, so from a roadmap perspective, we started our analysis phase. So this is looking at all the supply chain processes across SAP with our extensive knowledge over the last 15 years of delivering mobile solutions. We then had our initial build, which was on EWM on Neptune, including KPIs and analytics, and that's available now, which we're really excited about, and we'll come on to demonstrating that solution shortly. In parallel to this, we have got the core WM and IM applications. And then back end of this year, we will also have the additional peripheral applications around production and other areas around WM2. And then finally, the other business scenarios that we talked about before around asset management, quality management, proof of delivery, and POPR approval. Okay, so pre-built for SAP EWM. What is it? Okay, so working on the Neptune platform, we've developed a framework that sits on EWM. Okay, so in essence, these are supply chain mobile applications to perform day-to-day business critical RF, mobile, or barcoding functions for organizations that use SAP. Okay, our focus is making SAP as easy and simple to use and making the screens only displaying the information that's required for an operator to complete that business process. So keeping it as simple as possible. Okay. And in turn, this is around improving the user experience, increasing productivity, employee engagement, and reducing the training time. Okay, this is a real-time solution, so it's a direct connection to SAP, but also incorporates warehouse black spots. So no longer will an operator have to walk from one side of the warehouse, be kicked out from their RF gun, lose the data, have to log back in, and repeat that business process. Okay. The other aspect I really want to emphasize is it's a really fast deployment, fast implementation. So this is not coding, this is configuration. Okay, so we can drop these applications in very quickly, configure them, and away we go. Okay. From an IT standpoint, a couple of key points is it's utilizing the underlying RF framework that's built in EWM. Okay, so there's extensive use, extensive functionality already there that's already used. Okay. The two other key aspects here are configuration and value-added functionality. So what we've built in EWM, and we'll talk about in the demonstration, is a layer that sits between EWM and Neptune, and it's a configuration layer that provides loads of functionality that makes it really simple to configure and takes it away from development. Okay. From a value-added functionality, it's around incorporating the device features, utilizing all these great functions that modern day devices have, and we'll come on to some use cases in the demonstration. Okay, so just before I hand over to Danny, I wanted to talk about KPIs and analytics. So this is not just for solutions for warehouse operatives, but also supervisors, warehouse managers, supply chain directors, etc. It shows real-time visibility of what is going on within the operation and where the pain points are, so corrective action can be executed. Okay, so we've built a KPI framework utilizing measurement services inside SAP. So most key metrics can be configured, such as number of inbounds, number of outbounds, number of open tasks, number of open picks, how many critical inbounds do I have, what's the racking capacity. All these types of functions are available within the EWM framework and can be configured in those key metrics so that from a warehouse supervisor perspective, you can see exactly what's going on. If it hits a threshold of going over 10 open picks, it will shoot to the top of the list and you can visibly see what the problem is. Okay, so we're delighted to share that we're including KPIs free of charge as part of the EWM offering. Now I'm going to hand over to Danny for the demonstration.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jeff. The demonstration you're about to see is completed within our own SAP demo system, and I'll be using a ruggedized device so that you can see the system updating in real time as I complete tasks on the app. So the scenario starts with the warehouse manager in a meeting checking their mobile phone and reviewing the KPI Analytics app. They notice that the critical inbound delivery tile has gone to red, meaning that an important delivery has not been actioned within the allotted time frame, and that will be causing potential production issues if not receipted soon. So the warehouse manager texts the team leader on duty and asks for them to prioritise this delivery. The team leader contacts one of the warehouse operators and asks for them to unload the inbound delivery. The operator logs onto their device and selects the inbound delivery menu, and then begins to receive the inbound delivery by either typing or scanning the delivery number taken from the delivery paperwork. The delivery items can be displayed, and the operator can view the items packed onto the delivery. By clicking on the material item line, an image can be displayed of either the pallet or the individual item. This is a great way of confirming vendor conformance and that the item matches what's packed against the delivery. So the operator scans the handling unit, confirms the amount packed on the pallet, matches that on the delivery. And again, these fields are editable, so handling unit, if handling unit is not relevant to your operation, it can easily be changed to pallet number or license plate. Because the presentation sits on top of the standard ITS framework, it makes it easier to lay out the screens how you want. We can also make the text larger or bold to make certain fields stand out. So the operator discovers that the first pallet is short by a few cases, and they can receipt in the 90 and confirm that. Okay, so then the operator decides to take a photograph. The operator discovers that the first pallet is short by a few cases, so the operator takes a photograph of the shortage for compliance. Okay, so the operator can now begin to complete the goods receipt process. First of all, by completing the unload, which now moves the pallet into the goods receipt area. So by clicking on the More Options button and then selecting Goods Receipt. So updates the unload and the goods receipt. Then we create the move. So this is now creating the warehouse task that removes the pallet from the vehicle to the goods receipt area. And then finally we'll complete the move. So we're going to confirm this. And we can see that the storage bin is 1001C. So we'll just type this in and it will just confirm the warehouse task. Okay, so there's no more pallets to receive, so we can back out of this now. Okay, so we return to the warehouse manager, and the warehouse manager rechecks their KPIs, and we can see now that the critical delivery has dropped off from the top and is now at the bottom and is in green, so there's no open items. It's everything is clear and it's all good. Okay, so back in the warehouse again. So the operator that completed the move from goods receipt to the put away area discovered that actually there was a pallet and the adjacent storage bin that was damaged and it was leaking product on the floor. So to prevent any further product contamination, they decided to move the pallet to the damages area for rework. So again, using their mobile device, they can create an ad hoc movement from source bin to destination. First of all, scanning the pallet label. Reason codes can be added as well, so we don't have them configured in our demo system, but they can be in your own. And we're now going to put in the final storage bin where it's going to go to, so the damages area DA101. So we've created the warehouse task now. So the next thing to do is for the operator to remove the pallet, drive over to the damages area and deposit the damages, and then confirm the final destination. Because this is a quality issue, we're going to take a photograph of the damaged pallet. Again, for compliance and for review later. And we also as well have a feature of signing on glass, so we can see the task is embedded, the handling unit and the confirmation of damages is the reason, and then we just manually do a sign on glass. And then we have a final confirmation that the warehouse task has been, the pallet has been moved and the status has been updated and confirmed the warehouse task. Okay, so within SAP, so we've gone back into the EWM monitor and we look at the delivery. We can just refresh that and see that it now shows as partially complete because it was short, but we also have an attachments icon. So we can see here is the photograph that we took for compliance, and the image is displayed of the photograph that we took for the pallet. And then if we go into the documents and look at the warehouse task that we created, so if we check on the first, we can see that there's the signature that was captured, and it has the watermark and the confirmation and my autograph. And then the second one is the image of the of the damaged pallet. Okay, so as you have seen, there's a lot of functionality within this demonstration, and what we wanted to highlight is how configurable and quick and easy it is for changes to be made. So we could do things such as hide fields as an example. So if your SAP solution doesn't have serial number management configured, we can easily hide all those non-relevant fields on the screen. We can also change labels to be customer specific, so using pallet number or license plate instead of handling unit. This makes the solution highly configurable, so changes on screen can be made without bespoke development work, reducing costs and time to get the solution rolled out. So, as an example, I'm going to use a new delivery, and then I'll show you how I can change some of the configuration fields. So I'm going to go into the inbound transaction and put in a new inbound delivery. And then in the SAP screen on the left hand side, I'm going to go into our configuration node, and I'll show you on screen. We're going to find the logical transaction step, and then on the screen on the right, on the Neptune screen, on this screen here. So this is the detailed handling unit information page, and we're going to click on the toolkit at the top, and it just shows you the logical steps. So we've got the presentation profile, the logical transaction, and then the step. And then on the right hand side you can see that we've gone to that on the configuration transaction, and the step RHH UDT is selected. So we have the presentation profile of Z001. So if we click on, we'll just click on edit so we can edit this field. So what I want to change is the product code. So we have the EWM01. I'm going to change this. So when we click on the details, we can then see the screen field names. So these are the what you would see from an ITS. So you'd see the HU type, item number, MATNA, all the different things that would be the standard ITS versions that would be displayed on screen. So we can. This is where we can add the hint fields. We can also then manually overtype the product code numbers and put the relevant text that's relevant to the client, and then also we have the number fields here. So I'm going to change this number range here to FF, which is blue, and then save. On the right hand side on the Neptune screen, I'm now just going to change the quantity and come back, and you can see now that it is immediately changed from black to blue. So that's how quick and how simple it can be. It doesn't require ABAP. It can be done by a consultant, so reduces time, reduces cost, and makes it easier to implement. Okay, so many thanks. I'll hand back over to Jeff.
Okay, so many thanks for that demonstration, Danny. So just to summarize what we've seen, okay. So we've seen out-of-the-box applications available off the shelf can be deployed in a matter of days and be up and running within a matter of weeks. Okay, we've seen enhanced functionality when compared to ITS. So being able to display picture, sign on glass, GPS, image display, and multi-language. Okay, we've seen the highly configurable element to this as well. So there's no bespoke development required to configure to specific user requirements. Changes can be made in minutes. Okay. It really is a much nicer user interface, we believe, than what SAP provides as standard. So no need to see all functionality within EWM, all those complex screens and fields. Only see the processes and information that's relevant to those operators. Make it simpler and easy to navigate. Quick implementation, leveraging existing SAP code, no need to rewrite anything, enabling a quicker implementation. This also works with ECC and S4HANA. Okay. And is in line with SAP's strategic roadmap. This is not just a single offering as well, it's part of a solution portfolio. So we're not just providing EWM, but we talked about WM, IM, production. Okay, our other applications will be available soon. And as I said, strong product roadmap and dedicated pre-built R&D team to enhance and improve what we've got today. Okay, so we appreciate that you will no doubt have internal resource who could develop mobile applications. With Prebilt, it's not development, it's configuration. I know I've said that a lot today, but I really want to emphasize that. Prebilt can be delivered in a matter of days, and really de-risk the project. Okay. It also provides flexibility as well. So, after you've gone live, if there's changes in the business process, those changes to the mobile application, again, don't need to be development. It can be just configuration, tweaks, changes of fields. If you wanted to turn serial number management on, as an example, you can do that in the mobile solution, as well as the underlying EWM system. Okay. It's fully supported now and in the future with ECC and S4. Consultants that would be otherwise working on mobile solutions can be free to work on other projects. Configuration, not development, not rigid design, and can adapt to business needs. As part of our roadmap, this is a fully supported solution, and then also we're going to incorporate new versions, which include new functionality that's part of Neptune as that comes available. And finally, really, we just want to say is work with a trusted partner that understands the SAP supply chain deeply. We've talked about we're really open as an organization, and we really look forward to working with you. Okay, so just to summarize, we've been specializing in SAP supply chain solutions for over 25 years. With Prebilt, we can deliver a suite of the out-of-the-box mobile applications for end-to-end supply chain processes. Our applications are designed to put a smile on the users' faces and help improve overall efficiency. Prebilt for SAP EWM comes with our KPI and analytics application free of charge for people that buy the EWM product. And the solution can be deployed in days and be fully functioning on a customer site within weeks. Okay. So finally, this is why we do what we do. We want to put a smile on people's faces by making SAP easier to use. So if you want to find out more, just get in touch with your Neptune representative or contact us directly. We're already having some great conversations with Neptune partners and are looking forward to working closely with them to help deliver Prebilt around the world. Thank you for listening. So normally we would have questions, but on the day, some of the questions that came up and answers that are addressed were the following. Okay, so what happens if I have a custom RF transaction in EWM? Can I move this to Prebilt? So the answer to this is absolutely. We have transactions in SAP that automatically convert these custom transactions over to Neptune. Okay, so it's not changing the underlying RF, it's replacing the ITS layer and improving that user experience. Okay. Can I use Prebilt when I'm running WM? So we've talked about EWM as our initial drop. We are bringing WM to the marketplace. That's currently, scheduled to be released at the end of September. So utilizing that functionality will become available. Okay. Thank you once again for listening and have a great day.